Remember the first time you dropped a summoning eye from a zealot? No? Of course not. Well, I remember the good times. Back in the days. Why am I saying back in the days? It's not like I played Hypixel Skyblock for a decade. Anyways, back in the days, dropping a summoning eye meant a lot. Back then, it was actually worth a lot of coins because summoning eyes were needed to get endgame gear. Back then, dragon armor was considered endgame. I know, dragon armor being endgame? Yeah, there was a time when that happened. Everyone and their moms wanted superior armor and strong armor. These armor sets were the most expensive on the server and I was just a poor lad back then. So I could only afford myself a protector set. I know that might sound very sad. You don't have to pity me. But I managed to convince myself that protector armor is the best armor in the game. I mean, it is the best armor set in the game. Like, yeah, you can't die to zealots. That's game changing. Anyways, I could not one-shot zealots using protector armor, maybe like 2 or 3 shot zealots. So I wasn't really farming zealots efficiently. Don't judge me, I was a noob back then. Even though I couldn't one-shot zealots, for some reason I had better luck getting summoning eyes back then. Some might say it is beginner's luck, but I think the game is rigged so that new players have insane luck just to make endgame players feel bad about themselves. When I dropped summoning eyes, I always sold them. I have never played summoning eyes until one day everything changed. It all changed after the dupers attacked the bazaar. These dupers duped gemstones and infernal vertices, and sold a lot of them in the bazaar, causing those prices to crash. And what happened next is that the admins closed the bazaar. So, how is this all related? Simple. I knew that the summoning eye prices would drop after the bazaar opens up. How do I know this? Insider knowledge, obviously. I work for the admins. No, it's just basic knowledge. People that were farming summoning eyes when the bazaar was down had to keep their summoning eyes in their chest. Once the bazaar opened up, it's very likely that they would sell all their summoning eyes, hence dropping the price of the summoning eyes. It dropped to 650k to 700k each at one point, and I was able to get a lot of it for that price. Now I could A, sell the summoning eyes back when the prices go back to around 800k, or B, use it. If you read the title, I decided to use the summoning eyes that I bought. A bit more than 3 double chests worth of summoning eyes were used. And the reason is not only because the summoning eye prices went down. There were many other factors as to why I decided to play summoning eyes for the first time in forever. Well, obviously I wanted Ender Dragon pet, but can't you buy the pet like a normal person? Well, yeah, I would buy the pet if I had the money, sure, but I was scared. I have seen forum posts of people buying duped items and those duped items got wiped. So if I somehow bought a duped Ender Dragon pet, I would be crying, because the admins will wipe the pet like Thanos and not refund me. I typically limit myself from buying expensive things from the auction house, just because I'm a scared kid. The next factor would be my luck. If you watch my previous video about conquering scatta farming, you will see that I was luckier than your average Joe. So I thought, maybe I'll get lucky with getting an Ender Dragon pet. And you'll find out in this video whether or not I got lucky with getting an Ender Dragon pet. A very important reason as to why I decided to play Summoning Eyes is because I realized that you do not need to place top 3 to get an Ender Dragon pet. I always thought the damage was important, but it really isn't unless you want to save some money on Summoning Eyes. Basically, as long as you do more than 1 damage and place 4 Summoning Eyes, you will have a chance to get an Ender Dragon pet. Damage only matters if you're placing 2 or 3 Summoning Eyes. For the longest of time, I didn't want to do dragons because I was scared of some sweaty dragon leecher that would do a lot of damage and ruin my chances of getting a dragon pet. Lastly, I wanted to play Summoning Eyes because it's one of the things I haven't done on Hypixel Skyblock. I've done many dumb things on Hypixel Skyblock, but I've never done dragons before. Since I have the money, I might as well spend it. And guys, this is how you become broke. So placing the Summoning Eye is the easy part. You just right click the end portal frames with the Summoning Eyes. Just make sure not to stand on top of the end portal frames. Sometimes it likes sucking you into it and then you'll start twitching out. That does not sound fun. And then there's also a chance that you will crash. Good thing I used my aspect of the end when that happened. The hard part is not placing the Summoning Eyes, but getting the right setup. Okay, let me start by explaining the hardest part of the setup. Getting friends. Okay, in order to get friends, you need to just walk up to a stranger and say, "Hi, I have a Hyperion, wanna be friends?" And then they'll say yes. And now you have friends to do dragons with. Just make sure to have at least 2 friends for optimal rewards. You might be like, what? Friends? Who needs friends to do dragons? Well, let me explain. By having friends, you can save more time. If you typically place 4 summoning eyes with a stranger, you will only get 1 dragon worth of loot per run. But if you place 4 summoning eyes and give 4 summoning eyes to your friends to place, you will get 2 dragons worth of loot per run. In addition, dragon loot is unique per run. That means that if your friend gets a dragon claw, you won't be able to get a dragon claw from the run. So, if you place summoning ice with a stranger, most likely the stranger will drop the ender dragon pet, denying you from getting the pet in that run. And you will be crying and typing /warp home because that could have been your pet. You might notice an issue. What does your friend get out of farming dragons with you? Well, nothing, duh. Because with the power of friendship, anything can happen. Okay, fine. You need to negotiate. Which I did. I negotiated with both of my friends. The friend that did top damage and did not place any eyes would get to keep all the loot he drops. The friend that placed eyes with me would get all the drops except the dragon pet aspect of the dragon, dragon claw, dragon horn, and any superior stuff. But isn't this scamming yourself? Well, kind of, yeah. But it saves time finding someone that also wants to do a lot of dragons. Now that we have friends, we need to have the correct gear. Me and my friend use Sorrow Armor because Magic Find helps with the pet drop. But Superior Armor is highly recommended because Pet Luck has more impact for the dragon pet. We both used the Black Cat. I gave my friend a fishing rod reforged with Lucky, and I had a Daedalus axe. You might be like, what? Why are you bringing a fishing rod and an axe to the end? Are we fishing some mobs from the end portal? Wait, that's a great idea. Hypixel, add that into the game and give me a creative mind. No, we are not fishing in the end or chopping down trees. We will just hold out the fishing rod and Daedalus axe when the dragon is close to dying because the fishing rod and axe gives us more magic find. I also got myself a Juju bow because I wanted the runs to be a bit faster. And also, I'm impressed with myself. I am able to get this Juju bow for 35 million coins, which was a steal because of the enchants, the recalm, and the reforge. Please don't call me a Juju non. I just bought it for dragons. Or did I? Ha ha ha. Alright, hopefully you are enjoying the background footage of me doing the dragons. I ended up not getting a dragon pet. I mean, I was testing my luck a little bit too much. Maybe if I do another 50 to 60 runs, it's very possible that I'll get the pet. I don't know, I'll have to save up some money again. But overall, the dragon runs weren't too bad. We got a lot of strong and wise dragons, which are not too bad for money. We also spawned a superior dragon, and to your surprise, I wanted any dragon but superior, because superior actually makes it impossible for people to drop an ender dragon pet. I was kind of hoping for more protector dragons because I think that if I were to drop a pet, it would be through the protector dragon. That's because I've always believed in the protector dragon. In protector dragon, we believe. Maybe the protector dragon will bless me if I do more dragon runs. Anyways, I'm now broke, and here's the chest full of things that we got from the dragon runs. A lot of AOTDs. And imagine if I had that many AOTDs when dragons first released. I would be rich. But unfortunately, AOTDs are now worthless. That does not mean I'm giving it out to people, because money is still money. On the bright side, the low prices for AOTD allows early game players to have a decent sword that they could buy for cheap. Anyways, the only things I gained from the dragon runs is negative profit, gambling addiction, sadness, friendship, and most importantly, Bestiary leveled up. Woo! Magic find against dragons. Let's go. Mark my words, I will get an ender dragon pet in the next 50 to 60 runs. Now that I said that, I'll probably not get the pet. But first, let me make some money again. To the mines I go. I didn't get the ender dragon pet, but maybe you can get it in your runs? Or one run? Because everyone's just luckier than me.